Shelley, and thank you all for being here today at this amazing 20 years on since the founding of the Stop the War Coalition. To me, it is like a sort of big family reunion, because what we've achieved over 20 years has to become an important and very significant part of democratic society, that we speak for peace, we speak for justice, we speak for human rights. When I became leader of the Labour Party, I was asked by a journalist a couple of days later, Mr. Corbyn, I assume you've already resigned from CND and Stop the War and listed a whole lot of other organisations, some of which I didn't know as a member of. Well, I probably would have joined them if I'd been asked to. So I said, absolutely no. Why should I? He said, because it will cloud your judgment. I said, it will inform my judgment to build a world of peace, not of war. And if you'll permit me for just a minute or two, say something about those founding days of the Stop the War movement, because this lovely document about the 20 years War on Terror programme for today's event lists the people we should particularly thank. I know them all well, and I do thank them all massively. I just want to draw attention to those that are sadly no longer with us. Our great friend Tony Benn, wonderful Robin West, my great friend Tam Diel, Helen John, who did so much for CND and the peace movement, my personal great friend Mike Marquisee, whose books are now on sale at Houseman's Bookshop, and of course the wonderful late great Walter Wolfgang, who gave us so much. Those people gave their all their life, to try and bring about a better and just world. And I just think we should remember those contributions that are made. I'd also like to say a personal thank you to the group that's sitting down there, the gang of four that's sitting down there. Chris, John, Lindsay and Andrew. Thank you so much. Stand up, please. They've just been fantastic comrades over all these years, and always been prepared to go that extra mile. And Lindsay and I sort of outbid each other on an arcane knowledge of the last train back to London from God knows where, God knows when, because we were very good at missing them in all the hundreds of meetings we've done for Stop the War Coalition. But that amazing founding meeting in Friends Meeting House on Euston Road, where Tarek and Bruce Kent and Tony, of course, and so many others spoke at, came in the wake of the devastation of 9/11. What happened in New York was disgusting, disgraceful and utterly wrong under any circumstances. And so there was nobody who was condoning anything like that. But our answer was to learn the lesson and build a world of peace, not start another war. And that's why I'm so full of admiration for Barbara Lee, the only US Congress member to vote against Bush's War Power Act in September 2001. And so we established the Stop the War Coalition. We were astounded at the number of people that came to that meeting. I think there were 3,000. I made the same speech 5 times in one evening because the hall wasn't big enough. But that's okay. I hope it got better as it went on. And we also mobilized people in a cultural, music, artistic way also. Because you don't win a political fight and a political argument without mobilizing people where they are to bring them to where we all should be. You don't just do it by dictate and diktat. You bring people together in their own environments. And that, I think, we're particularly good at. But debates on the left about patriotism, going to war or not, and supporting your country irrespective are not exactly new. there was a fascinating and wonderful article in the Morning Star on Wednesday saying that the first split of the left on war was actually in 1884 over whether or not the government of the day should send an expedition to free General Gordon, who was being held under siege in Khartoum. Some of the left, a very small number, said, yes, that was the right thing to do because he was British, therefore we had to save him. Well, they did send an expedition, he was long dead by the time they got there. And the expedition itself just proved the folly of the whole operation. But the same year, 1884, the Congress of Berlin took place, which drew with pencil and ruler all those lines on the map of Africa, which decided which European country would grab which part of Africa for its own benefit. It was the failure of some of the left to recognize that fighting for socialism and social justice in your own country also requires you to fight against imperialism and injustice in other parts of the world. We then, somehow or other, Blair and Bush decided that Iraq was the same as Afghanistan. And somebody said to me on a radio program in probably 2001, 2002 time, they said, Mr. Corbyn, what have Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein got in common? I said, there's one thing they've definitely got in common. He said, what's that? He was thinking I was going to say something interesting. I said, they both hate each other and both want to kill each other. And they then picked up the idea that Iraq was a threat to the world with weapons of mass destruction. Remember those crazy maps which showed a weapon of mass destruction taking off from Baghdad and landing on Portsmouth 45 minutes later, and so on and so on. And our media, our supine, complicit mainstream media went along with all of that. It's not an attack on free speech. I just say that media that is controlled by global interests like Murdoch seem to be more interested in supporting administrations doing the wrong thing than exposing the truth, as Julian Assange has found out.